Hello there, welcome to the Obi Thorn Alliance. I'm Jacob, this is Luke. Like and subscribe, comment down below. And in today's video we are doing what we've been watching on streaming services. So I guess we'll both talk about what we've been watching.
Yeah, so you asked me before off camera what streaming service I've been watching the most, and I said Disney Plus. I've pretty much exclusively been watching that. And what did you tell me? What have you been watching a lot of lately?
Disney Plus and binge.
I think there's been a lot of shows we've been both watching, so I don't know. A show that I know we've both been watching would be What If.
What If, yeah.
Yeah, we've both been watching that. And what are you thinking so far about What If?
Really enjoying it. I think the concept is ingenious and you can kind of just watch the episode and enjoy what the storytellers are telling you.
Yeah. So what, we're 3 episodes into What If and 7 to go, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 7 more to go. So I'm sure at the end of next month we'll be still watching What If because there's still 7 weeks to go. We've both been watching Turner and Hooch. Tell us a little bit about that show if someone hasn't heard of it yet.
Basically the concept is that there's a dog named Hooch and that the main character is Scott Turner. And basically, the male character, Scott Turner, works for the US Marshals, so he needs to get his dog trained and improved, and then this is when the female character comes in, and she's this dog expert guru, I guess.
Yeah.
And he gets individual cases, and then there's this big arching story going on. And I've noticed that the episodes have been getting better because they're more interesting cases.
Yeah, plus the arching story keeps you going. Because if each episode's in by itself and it's the same thing each time, like the dog mucks up, but then secretly the dog was actually really clever and solves the case. Like if you get that same thing every week, you'll get sick of it. So it's the ongoing arch that I think keeps it going. As well, so this is based off a movie by the same name, and he's the son of Tom Hanks, who's the main character in the movie. So I haven't actually seen the movies, but I'm intrigued in seeing it now.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
So it's a cool adding like a universe to the Turner and Hooch universe, which is a cool thing. It stars Josh Peck, who was a former Disney child star, and now he's grown up and looks a bit different. And it's kind of lighthearted. I don't know what genre you'd put it in because it's crime but not crime, mystery but not really. It's a bit funny. It's not too serious. It's not romantic comedy. I don't actually know what category of show it is.
I guess feel good, serious but not serious show. Yeah,
and I would say it's tailored, maybe not tailored for kids, but it's appropriate for kids. Like there's no
drugs.
Yeah, there's no drugs. There's no sex scene. There's not too much violence. Like not really any violence. You know, like there is, but it's not. You don't see it necessarily. I think it's like a show designed for the kids. Kids can watch it and be like, "Oh, dog!" Like they want to watch the dog doing cool stuff. So, yeah, it has a Disney Channel kind of feel, like the kids, like your Hannah Montanas and shows like that you'd watch as a kid. So,
and are you still watching Monsters Inc?
Yeah, Monsters at Work. I think I might be up to date with that. Sometimes they release 2 episodes of that, not always 1 a week. It changes and gets confusing, but yeah, I'm up to date. That show, again, each episode's kind of individual, but it has an overarching theme. But I think the end goal is probably something that just won't ever happen in the show. I think it's just something to keep you interested. I think that's a show that has a lot of potential to keep going, and kids will continue to watch it because each episode kind of follows a pattern. Have you been watching it?
No, I tend to though. I think when all the episodes are released, probably watch it.
Yeah, it has like a pattern. Like it's like a 20 something minute episode where something happens, like the main character breaks something or someone goes missing, and then they've got to solve it, and they solve it by the end of the episode. And then he also wants to become because in the Monsters Inc. movies, they're scarers and they use scare from kids to power their universe. But then they eventually work out that laughter's more powerful. So this main character grew up wanting to be a scarer, but then scarers are no longer needed, so now he has to try and become I think they call him like a laugher or something, like they try and make kids laugh, but he's not funny. So he follows that. But then there's this, at the end of every episode, it's kind of like an end credit scene where it's Mike Wazowski's like comedy classes. So he does it's like a 2-minute little sketch where he tries to do something funny, and something always goes wrong, and it's just like a little extra they put at the end of the episode. So it's got a kind of a cool format to it. I think kids will like it. If it gets a couple of seasons, then give kids some entertainment, something to do, because it's a cool universe. I like Monsters Inc. I like Monsters University. I think it's a cool concept. What have you been watching that I haven't been watching?
I recently watched again because I kind of felt like it. Band and Brothers on Binge, what is a mini series about the airborne paratroopers, Easy Company, based in World War II, landing in Normandy to invade and take back Europe from the Third Reich in Germany, World War II. So basically the premise of the show is basically you get the intro, and then you get the real soldiers talk about what happened, and then you get to see from the actors playing out what actually happened.
Okay, that sounds cool. How many episodes is there of that?
There's 10, and I guess the only nitpick is that you know how the story's going to end because we won World War II.
So do the episodes follow on, or it's a different story each episode?
The episodes follow on, but some episodes focus on one specific character, and some characters are still in it. But some characters are like individual based, like they will focus on, a sergeant that's played by Mark Wahlberg's brother.
Okay.
He's the main character in one episode, and they focus on a medic for other episode, and they focus on individual characters, but there's still other members of the paratroopers in it.
Okay, how many times have you seen this? You said you've rewatched it, so you must like it.
Yeah, this is the second or third time.
Okay.
And it's kind of brings back memories, and it kind of makes you realise how hard World War II was, and yeah, it's really good.
What else have I been watching that I don't think you've been watching? I've been watching the latest Power book, part of the Power series, Power Universe, Raising Kanin, and I think there's been 5 episodes of that, and I turned it on Sunday night to watch the latest episode, and the show's on hiatus for 2 weeks, which annoys me because it's on a streaming service. Why does it need a break? But I think because it airs on Star Network in America, and they might have a holiday or something on. So there's a 2-week break, which sucks because I was really looking forward to watching it, and that's been going awesome. I think I've talked about Power in multiple videos. It's my favorite show, and then this is a prequel to the main show, following the character played by 50 Cent in the future in the main show, and it's really cool trying to see why he became so ruthless, because in the show he's a ruthless killer, does not care about anyone.
Okay.
But in this show he's an innocent boy that's actually really smart, that has got offers scholarships to go to fancy schools, but his mum is a drug dealer. So obviously something happens that turns him from being innocent to becoming ruthless drug dealer in the main show. So I guess that's one good thing about prequel shows, and I think it can get people excited because you know the end result, but you want to see how it happened. Similar to the show you just watched, we win the World War, but you want to know how we won it.
Yeah, it's
So,
about the characters.
Yeah, so sometimes prequels, I think, have a lot more power than the main show, especially if you like a main show. Sequels, not so much, because sometimes they can be seen as a letdown if the main show was really good and it doesn't live up to it. But a prequel is always, I don't know, it adds context to the main show. Like I guess Young Sheldon does to The Big Bang Theory. Like that show is instantly funny because we know who he turns into, so we're going to like it more. Yeah, that's mine. What else have you been watching?
Well, we've both been watching Ted Lasso.
Yeah, true. So that's a show. That's something another network. So I said I've only been watching Disney Plus. That's something on Apple TV. What do you think of Ted Lasso so far?
Well, I'm an episode behind, but so far, don't see where the show's going. But it's still good.
Yeah, it's again, that's that light-hearted genre. It's a feel-good show with a bit of comedy. It's not really too serious. It adds the soccer element, but it's not that important. It could be swapped with any sport and have the same effect.
Do you feel like we needed to see the what did they call angry Ted Lasso, or his raging
Led Tasso.
Yeah, like how our coaches in rugby league, like Des Hasler, you see Craig Bellamy, those coaches, like it didn't suit his character. How
Well, that was the point. It's meant to be like an alter ego, and he did it because the players were not welcoming Jamie Tart, who was an ex-player of theirs who left, and they weren't welcoming into the side. So he then decided to become the common enemy, so that basically the idea of my enemy's enemy is my friend. Yeah, so if he becomes the enemy of everyone, then Jamie Tart becomes the friend of the people that were being mean to him. So, and I guess we assume it works because future episodes after that, they seem friends, but he hasn't really featured in it yet. I'm assuming he will in some way help them win the comp or win some games, because he's meant to be an elite player. So I don't know. It's lighthearted. I really think anyone can get into Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I could see maybe people get annoyed with the accent or think that it's over the top or he's a stupid character. But besides that, doesn't require a lot of thinking. There's not complex drama in it. It's just, it is what it is. They're a soccer team trying to win. Is that how you feel about it? You got anything you want to add to Ted Lasso?
I just think it's a feel-good show that you want them to succeed, and you like the main character because he brings such joy, and it's just a good comedy, and I just hope it does better than season 2 of Mythic Quest.
Oh, it's definitely better than season 2 of Mythic Quest so far.
Yeah.
That upsets me that Mythic Quest had so much potential, but in saying that, it didn't have the potential to have multiple seasons. No. So maybe they should have stopped it at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it didn't need a second. I don't think it really had the ability to have 2. And having such a star-studded team of writers and directors and actors in it, it didn't live up to it. But that's for another video, I guess.
You've been watching the Benedict Social Society?
Yeah, the Mysterious Benedict Society. I guess when you finish watching that, we might do a review on that.
Yeah.
Strange show, but it's good.
Yeah.
It has this, I describe it as Roald Dahl, like similar to a Roald Dahl novel. You feel like it's set in Britain and looks British, but the characters don't have British accents. It's kind of futuristic, but not. Like, they're dressed old school, but in the town there's this train that's like a monorail thing that goes through it. You can't tell if it's futuristic or not. And it just surrounds this strange plot that the world, everyone is scared of this thing called the emergency.
Yeah.
And they don't know why. Everyone's having closing down sales. Everyone's depressed. Everyone's upset. Everyone's in fear of... And all they can do is refer to as the emergency. They're like, oh, it's the emergency. Oh, the emergency. And it's kind of like how we are with COVID. How it's all people talk about and it's what we fear. But in this show, people don't know what the emergency is. They just know that they have this over-sensing fear. And so this Mr. Benedict, who's like a scientist, thinks he knows what it is, and there's like radio waves that are coming through from this island, and it's subliminally in people's minds telling them what to do. And as the show progressed, we work out that that is the case, and the guy is sending messages, and then eventually we don't really know what he wants to do with the messages, and even at the end of the series we don't find out what his actual final plan was, but he tests it out by telling everyone they should go buy an item, and then everyone in the town goes and buys an item because they're getting told to, they're hearing these messages in the airwaves. So I guess the theory is that we fear that he could have world domination because he could tell people to fight each other, he could tell people to steal, he could do anything. It's like mass mind control. And the season ends in a fine way, and it leads on to a second season, which is cool. I didn't know if there would be, because it's based on a book, so I don't know how many books there is. How far have you got into it so far?
Still need to finish episode 2.
Oh, okay, so you only watched the first one. Okay, you got ages to go.
Yeah.
So there's 8 episodes, and it's cool. It surrounds a group of kids. The kids are all good actors. It's just strange. It's just a strange show, but in a good way. It's not like a Stranger Things kind of weird, but it's like kind of nostalgic. It just reminds you of something you'd read in a book, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory or something. It just has that weird kind of feel to it. Oh, I'd recommend watching it. Some people might lose interest after one episode, but I would say persist. Not because it has an amazing ending or anything, just because it's a cool concept and it deserves to be watched entirely, I think.
And I believe the actor that plays the scientist is also the villain as well, because they're twins.
Yeah, they're identical twins. My wife actually said something really stupid on the last episode. You finally see them in the same room. And she goes, "Are they the same actor?" And I was like, "Yes." She goes, "Oh, I thought they looked familiar." So, well, the whole show and plot, you know that they're identical twins. I was like, so they're either twins or they are the same actor. She goes, "Oh, I just thought they were people that look similar." I was like, "Oh." I don't know. She didn't pick that up, even though it's very obvious that it's the same actor. Do you know anything else he's from? He looks very familiar. I feel like he's been in something I've watched.
Yeah.
I need to look it up, but he's a familiar actor. The kids all have their own little traits. There's this little girl that's...
Oh, yeah, don't like her.
She's just negative. She just never has anything nice to say, and you can never quite understand what's the reason she's been selected, but she...
Would you say she gets better throughout the show, or she stays completely the same?
She stays completely the same, but she kind of becomes the hero in the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you kind of understand why she's there in the end.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the show, they're all orphans, which is kind of like a interesting concept that they chuck in shows. And I know the first episode and the trailer makes you really excited about it. The first episode gets you really excited about what the show could be about, and then it kind of isn't as exciting as the first episode from there on, but it's still good. The first episode is probably just like the best though. Because as you watch it on, it kind of comes clear there's no real mystery beyond that. The first episode is kind of all the mystery, and then from that it's just them trying to work out how to defeat the bad guy, because they kind of already know what they got to do. What else? You been watching anything else that I haven't been?
Also watched a mini-series on binge called The Night Of, and the concept is that this Pakistani wants to go to a party because he's a uni student in America, so doing a uni course, and then he borrows his dad's taxi driver, and basically the circle of events causes stuff to happen, and I just think it's probably one of the best mystery and trying to work out, did he do the thing that he was accused of. And I would highly recommend the show The Night Of. I just thought it keeps you hooked, and it kept me and Mum that hooked that we watched it from when we started it and finished it at 1 a.m. at night time.
Okay, how many episodes is there of this?
8.
Okay, and how long each episode?
The first one is like an hour and then roughly 50 minutes, and then the last one is like 90 minutes.
Okay, so is it a recent show?
2016.
Okay, so not too long ago. Okay. I do like my mysteries. Maybe I'll have to watch that then.
I would say it's one of the best mysteries I've probably seen in a very long time.
I was going to ask you if you watched the first episode of season 2 of Truth Be Told yet?
No, not yet.
No, me either. So maybe that might be next month. We'll be talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. That's all I've been watching. Besides movies, I saw Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything. I'd like to watch The Free Guy. That's something I'd like to watch soon. You haven't been watching anything else?
No.
Okay.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for helping Luke. Like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys have been watching as well. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.